and we are live with session 39 of our Drowned Gods campaign. Almost there to the big 4-0. Is that over the hill, 40?
No, 50 is over the hill.
All right, so we're not quite over the hill yet, but we're getting there. So yeah, no Akalupu notes today, and I'm actually a candidate to give the recap and get a hero point for once, so I might do that if no one else wants to volunteer.
Not
Do
yet.
it. Do it.
Do it. All right. Then yeah, I will give the recap. So last week started with pretty much just the last bits of getting our ship ready to sail once again, and also kind of examining some of the aftermath of our actions and all that. We were hanging out at the beach cabana. People were kind of doing their things. We had the workers doing some upgrades to our boat. Akalupu was quote unquote helping, but rolled very poorly on his check, his crafting check. So he was not helping. But you know, that's par for the course with Akalupu. He was having a good time, so it all worked out. PPOP decided to be all mysterious and edgy, so he went into Ponyville and decided to Hunchback of Notre Dame it up at the top of the church there. And you know, saw some suspicious things. He saw someone in a black coat going through that mouth door that almost bit Akalupu's hand off. He also spotted a pony in a trench coat trying to sell things, presumably probably the same mushroom unicorn as the one that gave the bloody knees to Manawa Nui. But then he decided he was bored of that and wanted to go check in and see what Harley was doing. Oh yeah, and Manawa Nui this whole time had her nose in a book as per usual, trying to figure out what this demon book was up to. And yeah, so PPOP went back and met up with Yasuka to try and ask her where she thought Blackrock would have been taken. She said probably over to Trotterton, which is on the east side of the island. So they flew on over there and went in to visit Harley. And they did manage to eventually get in after a pretty poor bit of diplomacy on PPOP's part, working with the lady at the front desk.
Hey, if it works, it works.
You know, eventually, yeah, you got there. So you got in there and talked to Harley. Not a lot of really new information came out of that. PPOP was wondering if she knew more about why his mom left, and Harley kind of just said that to the best of her knowledge, it was just that she was tired of all the bunk that came with being in charge of everyone and wanted to be able to just be free and have fun and explore again. Yasuka did officially win the Battle of Horrible Faces that the two of them had started up while you guys were, you know, waiting for PPOP to come out of the Royal Crypt. And I think that was about all there. I mean, there was like conversation and jokes. It was a good time, but I don't think there was any real like important information that came out of that otherwise. And then they picked up pastries and headed back and joined everyone, and everyone enjoyed some pastries. Eventually Manawa Nui was tempted out of her little hidey hole with food, and everyone enjoyed a meal, and y'all had well, no longer Queen, just Celestia and Luna hanging out on the beach, being all weird, just like and smug about everything. So everyone went to bed the next day. Very much Elasmosaurus. Uh-oh, we're in trouble, guys. But yeah.
Wait, you've seen nothing.
Yeah, maybe don't put things on the stage until we're actually supposed to see them. But yeah, so we the next day, everyone continued to kind of hang around. The work on the boat was pretty much done. Luna and Celestia were still just smugly hanging out on the beach, drinking wine, and just trying to make everyone feel bad about themselves. And Trying to think. Oh yeah, Manawanui did pick up some clay for his like writing stuff because he's learned about, you know, the kind of the Greek style of writing using wet clay and like a little pokey stick to write with. Which the unicorns have a variation on, except instead of like a straight line like it was for the Greek alphabet, it's like a little horseshoe shape that you make different combinations of horseshoes and it makes letters. Yeah. Also realized I used phonetic alphabet entirely incorrectly, so that's par for the course. I say dumb things a lot. Yeah, I think that was about it for anything important. Oh yeah, PPOP did convince Starfire not to bring an entire like retinue of baggage on the boat. Yeah, so you guys then headed out to sea. The weather wasn't the greatest, but we made do. First night we had thick fog that rolled in and some suspicious looking lights that I think you guys decided not to follow.
We do, guys, but that does not include Monolith.
Yeah, and then we also ran across a school of bright pink octopus type creatures, which you guys caught a number of and extracted their ink sacs. So the ink that they have is very slippery, like lube. So you guys now have a bunch of pink lube in one of your containers. Should be written down. Is it not? Am I looking at the wrong boat? Yeah, this is the Pony Express. I was saying supplies, food, materials, and mummy jerky. Did we put it in the green? Oh yeah, we put it in the green lady's supplies because since the green lady is still attached to the boat, you get the storage from both. So that's where the pink lube is. And then we also, so the unicorns made kind of like a nest for themselves. Like they set up like, so they're too large to fit in the housing area on the raft. So they set up like a tent and area for themselves and have kind of shanghaied PPOP into joining them. So he and the unicorns kind of have their area on the boat. They've started working on different roles. So, Sunbeam is doing fishing and stuff. BlackRock set up some crafting areas. Yasuka is mostly helping with just like running the ship, you know, ropes and rowing and whatever else needs done. And then Starfire, I forget what she was doing. She's probably, in addition to whatever I said she was doing last time, she's probably starting to work with PPOP, learning how to navigate and stuff. Because I know you guys talked about trying to work on that and also work on how to take advantage of her coat to navigate. So if that sounds reasonable to you, Jason, I would assume you two have been hanging out a lot working on that.
Yes.
Cool. And then I think we more or less wrapped up shortly after finding a desert island, which had a number of kind of like half fish people impaled on spikes. You guys decided to investigate, by which I mean Mono Anui decided to investigate and convinced everyone else to do it. So you went over to the island, got them down off their spikes, found that they had these like giant or not giant coconuts, but coconuts that were painted in a similar style to what the Cocobiters have for their masks, kind of like hammered into their mouths, which obviously coconut does not fit normally in a mouth, so you can imagine what that was like. Yeah, generally just a disgusting scene. I believe you guys gave them a burial at sea, kind of just pushed them out into the ocean. And that pretty much wraps it up. I think after that we left. Oh, someone did pick up a couple things. I know there was at least a trident. So I think someone has a trident now.
Yep, the trident.
So, and I think that pretty much catches us up to the current moment. So, oh yeah, also everyone don't forget to reset your hero point pools to 1.
Ready.
Full disclosure, I realized I don't know where my inventory notepad is. So I have no notes at the moment.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully you can find it.
Perks of moving.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably won't come up, but
That's all. I just wanted to warn you.
Let's start out with let's get a wait. Do I roll the weather?
So there should be a starting weather. I put T's in the columns, which is short for this, as in this is the one that's currently active. I just picked a thing. It's whatever. But there should be T's in the rows that represent our current weather, and then you roll on the ones that are a change in weather and change in wind charts to see what the update is.
But I roll those.
No, we roll those. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but we have been rolling those.
Yeah.
So, Jason, do you want to roll the 2D100s for the weather updates?
Coming right up. I really should pin the D100 to my screen like I have with the D20, but unfortunately, I'm not smart.
Righty. An 89 and a 32.
Correct.
So it is currently windy and rough seas. And it's switching from unfavorable winds to somewhat favorable.
All right, so that helps. That means we can actually, if we row, get a full day's travel, or like a full square's travel.
What is the second roll for again?
Ignore that. I was just testing my new macro.
Oh, nice. Nice. Alrighty.
All right, so next up, we decide whether or not we're rowing that day, and then you roll a navigation check for Jason to see whether or not he is actually correct in where he thinks we are, and then you need to keep track separately of where we actually are.
Okay. And I do that by just rolling his navigation stat.
In this case, he is using survival to navigate, so you'll roll his survival skill, which I think is a +7.
It is. Alrighty. Do y'all want to row today?
I would say yes.
Yeah?
I agree.
Alrighty, so we're going to be rowing. And let me get your... Here it is. I moved my desk.
Also, how many days has it been? So it's been like 1, 2, 3, at least 4 days.
I think we're on the 4th day.
With the fishing that's been happening, that makes up for some of it, but I think we would have gone through 2 of our food slots. So let me just update that on our ship sheet. So we currently have 3 days worth of food on the Pony Express and another 1.5 on our ship. So we have 4.5 days worth of food.
Mono Inui has a spell which just creates food. I don't know if I've ever told y'all that. I remember I asked y'all when I got it. But, yeah.
How many people's worth of food will it make? Because remember, there are 8 people now to feed.
Well, it can feed the important.
We don't need to feed the unicorns. They're just dead weight anyway.
Hey, they survive off of like sunlight and whatever. I'm sure. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Nope. But we've just not been on a voyage long enough for it to actually matter so far. So that's why it's never come up. Create food. 6 medium creatures.
All right, so yeah, that can be, and that's just like a single spell slot, right? All right, so that can reduce our food intake by, I mean, enough that actually between that and fishing, as long as we are able to fish, that should keep us pretty much indefinitely fed. So,
Alrighty. Which way do y'all want to go?
all right, so that's
That
where.
way.
So
that
PPOP moves us. And then you, if you haven't already, you roll his navigation check, so the survival check, and if he rolls well enough, then he's correct in where he put us. If not, then we drift off course, and that's where you keep track of where we really are.
See. All right.
And so, refresh my memory. We're headed here. I'm gonna ping.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and I am going to go a full square because we're
Correct.
cool. So let's go one this way.
Feel fairly certain that you know where you're going.
Oh no, the island just moved. Or was that
Well,
just me?
we were at the island, but like,
Yeah, so technically the island was underneath us the whole time.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, make sure you put that island under our control as well, because this whole map is supposed to be managed primarily by the players.
we should put like a spike totem logo on there, like skull and crossbones.
Yeah, Anna
Alright,
was
y'all
just,
should have-
before we got on, she was just talking about how she wanted to draw images like she did for the Gluckus of the island, and also the weird ghosts that you guys ran into.
Nice.
Okay. And then I roll a D100 for a random event. That is correct, right?
I mean, you can. I've just been asking who wants to roll it and letting one of the players roll it, because rolling dice is fun.
No. Everyone hates rolling dice. What's that? Jason wants to roll it? Thomas wants to roll it?
I'll roll it.
No, Anna's saying she wants to roll it.
Okay.
But she's muted, so no one can hear her except Alright. A D100. 5,
Oh, wow.
right?
And then don't feel completely beholden to the actual contents of the item. Use it more as like a prompt to do something that actually would make sense / fit / be interesting.
Okay, cool beans. I had to look up what something was, but we're all good now. All right. So, as you're sailing through your foggy, windy, foggy seas, you kind of hear a voice out in the distance. And as you, well, I guess I should ask. Do y'all like want to look around or?
I mean, we're definitely going to look in the direction of the voice.
Okay, so you see, kind of through the fog, a sea stack, which is like one of those rocks that kind of stick up out of the ocean.
Yeah.
Anne is nodding at me like, of course that's what that is. But you know what? I had to Google it. Okay.
Sad to find out you're the only one who doesn't know what a sea stack is.
Right.
I
Anywho.
definitely don't know what that is.
Oh, so there we go. Okay. It's like those like rocks that jet out of the ocean that like you see in movies. Like,
So it's from volcanic activity. It's a little tiny volcano that's basically not big enough to make an island, but it's enough that it's like putting out smoke and enough lava to have gotten above the surface.
yeah, it's like what you see like pirates hanging off of in movies.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't think it's just from volcanic activity, because that's what up in Oregon there's a bunch of those out on the shore.
Yeah.
Because that's why I know what it is. Because our family who's up visiting
Please don't pull that.
Oregon and stuff had a bunch of pictures with like the sea stacks and everything. Right?
Yeah.
It looks like a smokestack coming out of the ocean.
Yeah, but that only if you are by a coastline or somewhere that it can be like eroded from. If you're in the middle of the ocean, it would have to be volcanic.
Yeah. Like, I'm just saying it doesn't always have to be volcanic.
Correct. It's not always volcanic. Just in this case, it really wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Okay. So, and you see a lonely figure on top saying, "Help!" You're kind of on an angle to like pass it, so you'd have to like kind of turn the ship. Please, somebody.
Just make full eye contact the whole time as we leave them behind.
As you drive straight by. Please. Please.
Can we, as we get close, so I assume you said we're headed kind of toward it. As we get closer, can we actually make any details out beyond just like a quote unquote figure?
So as you do, you see a man, very, very sea ragged, very dry skin. He looks like he's been like kind of stranded for quite a while. Very hungry looking.
Hey, Peepee Opie, it's like another one of you weird noodle monsters.
Where?
Right there. Can't you hear him being like, I'm dying, help me?
I don't hear anything. No, just kidding. We should save him.
Okay, I'll get him. So I'm going to activate my unicorn wings and just fly over there and grab him. Hey, careful where you put your tentacle hands.
Please. I need water. Water.
Yeah, we have water. Calm down. I'm working on it. Well, flying back. Sammy, he needs water. Come do your magic thing.
How do we know we can trust him?
Oh, I'm playing Sammy. I knew that.
I mean, if he like tries to like be weird or whatever, I don't know. We'll just like push him over the side, but he seems pretty raggedy.
Sammy comes up from below decks. Yeah. Okay, I guess. I don't know why she's so unsure about saving this guy, but whatever.
Because he could be a spy.
She brings up her from who? No, she brings up a flask of water and starts administering it to the man, but like very slowly. You know, she doesn't want to like drown him.
Yeah, unlike Yasuka, Sammy actually has enough knowledge to know not to be like, oh, hey, you haven't eaten anything in like 3 weeks. Let's just shove you full of meat. That won't kill you.
Yeah. No, totally be fine. You won't like die of shock or nothing.
Exactly.
Please. Eat more water. But we need to get... You need to get away. And he kind of passes out.
Oh no, he's like quiet now. I'm sad. I'm kidding. Yeah, we are leaving, dude, I guess. I guess we should keep an eye out for whatever thing, like, I don't know, decided to keep him as a pet on a rock.
Yeah, what do you think could have done that?
I don't know. Definitely not like those weird lube squids from earlier. They're like too small, and he's not like completely dyed pink yet, unlike my poor hooves, which I don't think will ever go back to normal.
I think it's a good look.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, but like, I don't know.
You're like a gender reveal party.
The name is always a girl.
Man, you know, if I needed to wear pink to reveal my gender, I have not been working it nearly hard enough.
Well, because you're blue and your hooves are pink. You're not just pink.
Yeah.
You're the pre-reveal gender reveal party.
Oh, now I get it.
You're just saying she looks androgynous.
She's gonna. I'm gonna walk away from PPOP, swaying my hips as seductively as I can manage.
I think that has revealed the gender.
Huh?
As it roll save.
Are you on mute? Oh. No
It's a girl.
That funny comment.
All right. Well,
Alright.
I guess we'll just resume our navigation as before, but obviously we'll keep an extra. Akalupa is doing what?
Akalupu is tying up the old man.
The weak, frail old man.
Are you gonna tie? Oh yeah, tie him up to like the harpoon launcher, and if he gets to be like too rowdy, we'll just fire him off into the ocean.
As you tie him up, you see that he's not exactly old, but he looks very old because of starvation and being exposed on a rock in the middle of the ocean.
All right. Well, Blackrock will help Sammy in what nursing him back to health we can do for the time being. Yeah. Otherwise, I assume we're just gonna resume navigation, but with like an extra perception checks, whatever we need to do to keep an eye out for whatever might be out there. Not saying it's a dinosaur, but it might be.
You're not saying it's a hold on.
It's definitely a giant
Megalodon.
eagle.
You're not saying it's a Elasmosaurus?
Yeah, exactly.
But it might be.
Definitely the giant eagles from Lord of the Rings. That's the real reason that they couldn't take the party, to Mordor. They were too busy like trapping random people on towers and watching them die.
That makes perfect sense.
All right. You guys do anything else that day, or you just keep on sailing?
I think that's it.
Alrighty. Why don't y'all give me a perception check to see if that night, or who's taking first watch?
I think traditionally PPOP.
Okay, so why doesn't PPOP give me a perception check?
Perception. 25.
So you look over and you see the old man trying to wriggle out of his bonds. You see that he's like come to, he's become conscious, and he's trying to get free.
I sneak silently next to him and draw my dagger, and I whisper into his ear, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
And you just start screaming, just bloody murder screaming.
Hey, settle down. I won't hurt you unless you try anything.
He is definitely not settling down. He's flailing around, man. If he wasn't tied up, he'd just be going nuts.
All right. At this point, Yasuka will have obviously waken up from the screaming. So she's going to come over and she's going to shove whatever random dirty cloth she can find into his mouth and then gag him.
Oh, jeez. This poor guy.
Yasuka was in the military. I'm just saying. She's not going to beat around the bush with this kind of thing. Oh my gosh, I was having a good dream. Why'd you do that, weirdo? Of course you can't answer now.
He's still gonna be screaming to the guy, kind of he's not actually looking at anybody, but his eyes are open wide, he sees something terrifying. But he's not actually looking at you. He's kind of looking through y'all, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad you showed up, Yasuka. I was about this close to slitting this guy's throat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that far off either. What the heck is this guy's damage? Oh, whatever. It's quieter now.
He's gonna turn around and look at behind us. What? Maybe he sees something.
Black Knight.
I see the Black Knight. Is that what you said?
The Black Knight sky.
Yes.
There's no move.
Yeah, probably just crazy from spending all that time on a rock in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Maybe I should slit his throat.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it might be a kindness, but I don't know. Let's give him like a little longer. Sammy, I'm sure you're up from like the screaming. Do you have any like herbs or whatever to just like put this guy to sleep for a while?
Gonna kind of come up from. I don't know if they actually sleep below decks.
So most of the human crew has elected to set up their quarters below decks, except I don't know, Akalupu, you never said. It's pretty cramped for you in there. Because keep in mind, this is like sized for the cocoa biters, where they would have to like basically crouch walk to get around in there. For any of the human characters, you're basically crawling, and Akalupu would almost have to do the worm to get around.
Yeah, no. Akalupu definitely has, claimed the middle of the unicorn nest as his bed. He just like lets all of them go to sleep first, and then he just like
He's like squeezes in.
oozes in the middle.
Hey, you don't have to worry about staying warm at that point.
No.
So Sammy comes up. It's like, oh, yeah, sure. And she rolls really well. That'd be like a medicine check, right? If she's like trying to come up with some concoction. Okay. And quickly takes the rag out of his mouth and like shoves a little poultice in there, and he's out. What?
I said, and then puts the rag back in his mouth.
I mean, if she does it, Yasuka does.
He's out pretty quickly. Like he like takes one whiff and he's like,
Nice.
he's gone. Not like gone, but you know.
Sammy's like, go into that good sleep.
Yeah, Yasuka's gonna go into his ear as he's falling asleep and just be like, "Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep."
As he passes out, like he finally like untenses and like, yeah, is out of it.
Man, I've seen some unicorns who like saw some things and kind of went crazy. I think this guy has like seen some serious shiz.
All
Keep
right,
our eyes peeled.
Yeah, even if he's not like evil, he might like, I don't know, like try to stab someone just because he's like, freaking out. So definitely need to keep an eye on him.
What? No. Already. Well, unless y'all want to do something that night, the rest of the night kind of passes without an incident. I see, Jason, you've already given rolls.
Yeah, I jumped the gun a little bit, but we're there now.
So there's no change in the sea. They're still windy and rough. Y'all getting a little battered around. And you now have somewhat favorable winds.
Nice.
Do y'all want to row?
Yeah, let's row, and then we can do like a day, like a square and a half in one day. Try to get this moving along. And then I've been skipping them just because, like, to save time. But really, the rowing should require athletics checks. Do we want to start those back up or just continue hand waving them? Assume they succeed.
Y'all are the ones who have to roll, so.
Yeah, mostly it's a question of like, do you want something to roll on? And you said,
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I feel like maybe we should put it on some kind of like fatigue system Where if you roll poorly, then you like get more tired rather than just like not getting anything.
That could work. What we had been tying it to was just food consumption. So if you row, you consume more food than if you don't. And then obviously if you row without upping food intake, then people get exhausted. And then there are actual mechanical effects for that. Like there are statuses for getting fatigued.
Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot that we were doing that because of the hand waving. But I'd say let's go back to the rolling. That sounds fun.
All right, then that would be Yasuka and Akalupu. So let's get those
And it's
rolls.
just a strength roll, right?
No, athletics.
There we go. I like that better.
Yeah, and DC 15 is the goal, by the way, Abe.
DC 15.
Correct. All right, so Yasuka failed. She only got a 9.
Oof.
Can Akalupu succeed with a raise to make up for that? 28, she did. So every 5 past a DC goal is a raise, and so with a goal of 15, obviously a 28 is 2 raises. So that makes up for Yasuka's failure.
Yes, Akalupu. Yasuka, you're weak.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to using these. It's all weird with you just use your weird noodle tentacle hand thingies, and I'm still trying to figure out how to use this with my hooves.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good explanation for this. I'm sorry for doubting.
Yeah, you try wielding this thing with your slippery foot.
Alrighty, and let's get a roll. Let's get a what's the goal for being
the navigation check. So if you look at the charts I gave you, there are modifiers depending on the weather. There should be ones that specify the increase in difficulty depending on the weather. And then the base is 15.
Okay.
Yeah, most DCs by default are 15.
Nice. Alrighty. Why don't you move a direction, El Navigator?
Okay, 1 second. I just took a trip to the pantry. I'll be right there.
Cool.
Not acceptable.
Here, I can move us. Let's just go to here.
You are pretty sure that what you think you are.
Yeah, and then one thing is if we do end up lost, but then later on get a high enough roll, that can let PPOP know where we actually are and then update our real location.
You're actually over there. Somehow you circumnavigated the globe.
What?
I didn't see anything update. Where are we?
Right here.
I moved us already, Jason. We're good.
Oh, cool.
Alrighty, and who wants to roll the D100?
I'll do it this time. Wow. So that's either really good or really bad.
Oh, I just gotta roll something real quick.
I don't know if you hear the slow clapping, but
right? What are the odds? Oh yeah, 1 in 100.
Alrighty. So, as y'all are rowing, you see a pod of dolphins start to swim alongside the boat.
They're so cute. Do we have any snacks for them? We should throw them some fish or something.
I think we need.
Who's the quartermaster?
Sammy.
too bad.
Oh, that's Sammy.
Akalupa's like, too bad we don't have any chum.
I don't think anyone wants to eat your stinking fetid chum guy.
Just like it.
Well, I mean, it's worth a try.
There's no more fetid chum. You threw it all over so that you guys could have pink ink.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
They did. Yep, we threw out the last of the fetid chum.
Nice. All right.
Dolphins aren't fish, stupid. They're mammals.
Can I get a who's been fishing? Sunbeam?
Yes, Sunbeam has been fishing.
Let me do a quick roll.
That'd be a survival roll for fishing.
I just want to see if she's like, I don't actually think I've created a character for her. So.
And then yeah, just make up a bonus. Just roll 1d20 plus whatever you think her survival would be.
So she's caught a small sunfish today. So y'all could throw that overboard.
So Yasuka's already starting to throw it overboard unless someone stops her.
Make the dinner! Don't feed the fish, the mammals! Don't feed those animals my dinner!
You can eat whatever weird magic food Mono and Nui makes. I mean, I don't know why. What was that, Jason?
I said, or catch your own fish.
Yeah, Pippi, Opie. You're right. Catch your own fish, Akalupu. She's gonna make a face at you, stick out her tongue, and throw the fish overboard.
The dolphins gratefully jump up, eat the fish, and then some of the other ones are like looking expectantly at y'all. But the one that you fed is kind of going behind the boat.
Mono and Nui, make some dolphin snacks with your magic so we can feed more of them. They're so cute.
Okay.
Wait, but if we use those snacks for the dolphins, then actually we won't.
I mean, we have food. Yeah, we still have a decent number of food slots. We're not like on the brink of starvation.
Okay, then let's do it.
Mono Anui is going to craft some fish. Not some fish, some food. I don't remember it stipulate. I think it's just kind of like bland food, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but then you can flavor it using prestidigitation.
Oh, that's right. Hey, dude. We've got this down to a science.
Right? Yeah, just make us a box of Scooby snacks. Come on.
Basically. All right. So we now have our about 6 food enough for 6 creatures.
Cool.
You feed it all
Yasuka,
to the dolphins.
Yasuka's gonna hand it out to everyone because, like we were feeding ducks or something.
Mono Anui is going to feed one of them, and Mono Anui is going to see if she can train one of the dolphins, like just to get it to stick around.
Nice.
Okay, that's not bad. Mono Anui successfully kind of like teaches the dolphin to like stay around the boat, not swim away. And due to your generosity, most of the pod of dolphins move behind the boat and are pushing the boat for 2 hours. So you get a little speed boost of like a half square.
Nice. All right, PPOP, you want to move us a half square? I just moved us left, yeah. I figured since we can only go the cardinal directions, we could just go above it and then head straight down. But you're the navigator, so obviously that's your call.
I think it averages out to exactly the same as zigzagging, so...
Yeah.
Another night.
It did move us. Because now we're in the center instead of on the line.
Yep. Yeah, it updated.
Since we had favorable winds, and road, that's how many squares is that?
So we already did that move.
Okay, And then you did the half extra move for the dolphins?
Correct. So we have now moved a total of 2 squares today.
Okay, cool beans. All right. It's nighttime. Do y'all want to set up your watches for the evening?
Yeah. I figure PPOP first watch, Yasuka second watch. Akalupu, do you want to take third watch?
Nah, Akalupu thinks the elf who doesn't sleep should take watch.
Wow.
Is Manawanui still injured?
No, I don't know. We got healed.
Okay. So yeah, then Manawanui can just take the rest of the watch. Because it would be 4 watches normally.
Akalupu's all about that sleep.
All right. Let's get a perception check from Yasuka.
All right. Second watch perception check. Let's roll that, and 15.
Alrighty. Oh yeah. So you definitely hear something, kind of that poultice. Akalupu. We've lost Akalupu. That poultice, which Sammy gave him, must have been like maybe a little too strong, because he's still out. But kind of hear something moving on the deck, and when you look, you see a tentacle wrapped around the man's leg, little ankle. It's kind of like starting to like slowly try and pull him off the ship.
All right, I will immediately cast. Where are my spells? Ray of Frost at the tentacle.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
The tentacle immediately retracts and slips into the ocean.
All right. Well, I'm going to wake up PPOP. Start poking him. PPOP! PPOP!
What? I just fell asleep.
I know. Actually, some weird tentacle monster just chilled. I had to cast a ray of frost at it. There's like some squid out there. It was trying to grab the weird guy.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm awake. Do you want me to do the second watch with you?
Yeah, just in case like it jumps out and like tries to kill us.
Okay, sounds good.
So everything else is kind of going quietly as it usually does. But then kind of hear not the old man, the
Old-looking man.
the old looking fellow. You hear him kind of like moving his sleep, going, oh, and he's still got like a sock in his mouth, so can't really hear him. But like you hear him kind of like stirring and like doing talking in his sleep.
All right, well, I think we're just gonna leave him.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, the night passes with no further incident. Let's get some more weather. Let's go over to PPOP for that weather report.
Oh, very average. Very average
Right?
rolls out of
You're
PPO.
going like right in the middle of the pack. So no change in the wind, so still somewhat favorable. And 51, it's extremely windy with 5 to 10-foot waves.
Yikes. All right, so that's gonna make navigating difficult, but if you can roll good enough on it, that could help us. Because how favorable were the winds again?
Somewhat favorable.
All right, so yeah, so that could honestly be good for us as long as we can take advantage of it.
But I don't roll that, do I?
So not for navigating in terms of like our location, that's still the GM, but in terms of like actually handling the boat through rough weather, that you would roll.
Okay.
you see some pretty gnarly swells coming. Now, luckily, most of them are coming like behind you, right, kind of pushing the boat forward, but they're breaking over the back railing, if that is something that exists on the boat. And
safety
washing.
features? Are you kidding? You think there's any safety features on this boat?
You know, maybe. But it's getting pretty little squirrely.
I rolled a 4 for a total of 11. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Okay, that is definitely good.
Okay, survive. No
Here's the
whammies.
goal.
I did worse. We got a 9.
All right, let's have Starfire help. Do you have Starfire built up, Abe?
Fire? Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Starfire.
If
I
you
need
want
your
to,
help.
if you want to assign her to me,
Yeah.
I can't read these winds.
Is this? Oh dang! Did I build the wrong one? I think I built the wrong one.
all right. I'll just roll something.
Yeah.
Starfire isn't as experienced with as PPOP, so what, like a +5 sound reasonable for now?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, let's see if Starfire can help keep the keel even. 12. Not enough to assist.
The boat is getting really knocked around at this point, and some water is starting to go in below decks and like get held there.
Well, there's no below decks. This is a raft. So stuff can wash over, and then obviously the design of so it's a raft. It's completely flat. There's no below decks. There's just a building on top of the raft.
Oh, okay.
And then the building would have drainage ports, so water can't, like, I mean, obviously everything will get wet and miserable, but the water won't stay on the boat. It'll drain off unless we get like flipped over or something.
All right, so y'all really start to like tip. I'm gonna need to actually get a. What kind of roll would that be? What kind of roll would it be if it's like not to fall off?
So that would be a reflex save.
Okay, I'm gonna need everybody to make a reflex save. Make one here for Mono, Nuri, and Sammy.
PPOP rolled a 19.
Oh, nice.
Yasuka rolled a 20. Oof.
Oh no.
That's literally just what I said. Just went, oof.
With Yasuka's 20, can I like grab Akalupu as he is tipping overboard?
You can grab. Yeah. Well. Okay. So hold on. I gotta do Sammy's real quick.
See if you need to save Sammy rather than Akalupu.
Right? Between the two, I would definitely be more worried about Sammy's ability to swim. Akalupu is kind of a shark.
Right.
So, Sammy starts to slide off the ship, at which point Mono Nui grabs her. But instead of saving her, that just pulls Mono Nui also towards sliding off the ship.
All right, so can Yasuka save those two and leave Akalupu to fend for himself?
Yes.
And then PPOP rolled like pretty close. Not quite a raise, but we can like thematically say that you helped somehow.
Akalupu is going to be sliding past PPOP. So you could would that be another reflex save if you like wanted to reach out and grab him?
It could be.
All right. So why don't you do another reflex save?
Okay, that makes sense. Since I didn't. Oh, I don't know what I just clicked.
I'm just saying, as Akalupu is like sliding toward the edge, the thought in his head is, maybe I should use my rope when the weather started getting bad. And, like,
It's on the old man who is like tied to the.
I mean, we don't.
Well,
we have
we
more
rolled
rope
a
than
20.
that. Nice. So PPOP grabs a coil of spare rope, maybe.
Yeah. And throws it. Why don't you describe how you save him?
Yeah, I pull a bit of a Jack Sparrow, or well, not really a Jack Sparrow because he's uncoordinated, but like an Orlando Bloom, and I throw the piece of rope around a little nub on the raft and make a little like lasso, and then I grab Akalupu with the other hand and pull
Nice.
like a Chris Evans flex move, saving him from the helicopter.
Nice.
I like it.
Akalupa rolls will save to not swoon. All right. So,
Akalupa looks deeply into PPOP's eyes and is just like, I'd never noticed.
flowing mane. All right. So, y'all do not slide off. It's still pretty stormy, but like that was definitely one of the largest swells. And then let's get something quick. I should just open this in the different tab or different window. Alrighty. All right. Well, these harsh winds kind of keep up all day.
So that is going to leave us like no fishing, obviously.
Yeah.
We probably want to row, otherwise we most likely won't make any progress today.
All right. So that's strength checks from Akalupu and Yasuka.
Athletics, but yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, let's see if Yasuka's figured out how to run these. A 23, she in fact has.
Oh, nice. She just needs a little practice to get it all sorted out.
Dang, and then a 29?
Oh my goodness. All
That's
right,
so many raises.
Killing it. Is there like a bonus for like speed-wise if you do that or no?
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say y'all get a. We didn't need the cover page of that. Y'all get a half square advantage.
All right, so that puts us up to what, like a single square of progress?
Well, you still have favorable winds.
Yeah, but with a lot of storm, I assume that
This is true.
PPOP has mostly been focusing more on keeping us from a repeat of that little adventure.
No one wants to go for a swim. All right, so then yeah, that makes sense. And then let's get a D100.
There we go.
roll.
All right, who wants to roll the random event?
Me.
29? No, 65.
I was gonna say.
Okay, so after that hard day's work, or maybe during it, you know, you bottle of the finest pony ale somehow got smuggled aboard and rolls across Ethiopia's path. And quick question.
Wait, what was it?
Ponyland's finest ale? Not Ponyland, Silicon Valley's finest ale.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, and I reduced our food storage by 1 because since we weren't able to fish or anything, we definitely would have gone through some food today.
Oh yeah. No, but if it's something that impacts the character, should they get like a roll to decide to see? Or is that like my prerogative?
So it's largely up to you. I'm assuming you rolled the same one that got Mono Anui drunk and washed overboard previously.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Generally, though, for something like this, they would get a fortitude check to see whether or not the alcohol affects them, and then also obviously like PPOP can just like choose not to drink it.
All right, let's get.
I'm gonna drink it.
Okay, well then there's no rolls needed. So after just having one drink, you taste the sweet, sweet nectar of Ponyland, and you can't just have one sip. And before you know it, one sip turns into two, turns into the bottle, and like you get very very hammered, and kind of lean on the tiller a little bit. Um, and when you come to, you kind of notice that the wind's blowing a different direction than it was when you went to sleep.
Oh no.
Did you already move the ship, by the way?
I did.
Oh, cool beans. All right. Next day, let's get some wind and weather. Sea conditions.
Boom, boom.
91 and 22, the opposite of the average. So, we have unfavorable winds.
Uh-oh.
Oh, whoops! I think I've been doing this wrong. Could you re-roll that? Just re-roll the. Just re-roll one. Could you re-roll that again?
You're getting a
What'd you
pretty
think,
tight
Rob?
grouping there on those last couple.
I know. We're gonna go with unfavorable. The wind is now unfavorable. And it is the sea is now what was the first one? A 22. Dusty with rough patches. So it's kind of calmed down a bit. No giant swells.
Alright. Well, Akalupu and Yasuka will definitely want to row then.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're not getting literally anywhere with unfavorable winds.
Alrighty.
Alright. Yasuka got a 10. She's not rolling well on these.
Akalupu. Let's see. She's feeling kind of sick from, all the winds and the rolling from last time. Yes. No, you're good. You're rolling for rowing.
Nice. Akalupu carrying the team on his back yet again.
All right, so y'all actually make some good progress.
I'm just saying, having a +10 definitely helps.
Yasuka has a +7 though. It's not even that much lower. She's just rolling terribly.
She really is having a hard time with these noodle arms. Alrighty. So that's a half or a full?
So that's up to you, depending on how much you think what is that, 2 raises? Yeah, 2 raises.
We'll go with a full. And you can feel free to move the boat.
Yeah, and then don't forget to roll to see whether PPOP knows where we are or not.
I have.
Cool.
Does PPOP have any free time today to do some crafting?
Yeah.
I want to try and make like weightlifting straps for Yasuka to help with the noodle arm conundrum. So like take some rope and make like a slip knot or something and tie the other end around her hooves.
Let's get a crafting roll.
Eight.
Cool. You kind of try to put together some rope and some leather, but it ends up just being kind of like a big knot. with some with a string attached to it, kind of like a flail.
PPLP, stop trying to use bondage ropes on me.
Well, I'm not trying to use it on you. I'm trying to help you grab the ore.
Yeah, sure. Well, whatever you did, it is not working, unfortunately.
Well, I'm no good at this. Maybe someone else should try.
um,
I'm gonna ask Sammy. No, wait. One of us is a craft. Who's isn't
Sunbeam.
Starfire the Sunbeam?
yes.
So I'm gonna talk to Sunbeam and like babble about my not idea and see if she can.
Well, you see, where you went wrong is, I need to do a Valley Girl accent. Dang it.
Well, I'm doing Sunbeam anyway, right?
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh well, hey, all the more the better.
Yeah, you I don't know. It's just I'm not even sure where to start. Have you heard of the Gordian knot? Anyway,
I like gourds.
Yeah, so should I roll a crafting check to see whether or not she can make something better?
Yeah.
All right. I assume that you haven't put a sheet together. I should actually make the rest of these unicorns. Just give her a plus 10. She would have at least that. 13. Nope.
Well,
honestly, I think that the easiest thing would just to be have Yasuka go into a human form, and then grabbing the ore should be pretty easy.
Wow. Work smarter, not harder. I love it.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm trying, but it just there doesn't seem to be any good way to attach these to hooves and whatever.
Unicorns weren't meant to row.
Yeah, we were meant to fly. Well, some of us.
Throwing shade.
Well, mostly she just meant not all of the unicorns get the flight ability like Yasuka has.
Right. Throwing shade at all the other unicorns.
Alrighty. Someone want to give a random event roll?
Is it Akalupa's turn?
Akalupu is asking to do it. I don't know if Akalupu is on mute.
Yes,
Akalupu is.
again. That way you don't hear chewing or child banging things into tables.
It's just what Akalupu does
Wait,
on
that
the
was
ship
the
all
wrong
day.
thing.
It's just, ambient noise.
30.
30. Righteous.
Terrible.
Alrighty, so, have you moved the ship yet? I'm so sorry, I forgot to ask.
I don't think Jason has.
Not
Okay,
today.
why don't you move the ship? I think it's one full square.
Yeah.
Boom.
So, as you move, you actually find out that you kind of look at the sky and the stars, and you actually find out you're kind of right here.
Oh man. That beer really did us in. But not so bad. We're still on track.
Luckily, your intense knowledge of the stars, and you're like, wait a minute, that star is usually over there. There is something amiss. And as the sun sets, probably just finishing up your rowing, you start to notice a dense fog roll in, and you start to hear some ghostly voices.
Oh no, did we find the ghosts again? Is it like a slipstream of ghosts?
I mean, coincidentally, we're on the same x-axis as before, so it's entirely possible. And speaking of ghosts, you see hordes and hordes of ghosts just walking on the water and into the water, wearing strange outfits, and then as you go by, they all stop and just stare at you.
All right, Starfire is probably there with PPOP, who's navigating. This is like so spooky. You said you've seen this before?
Oh yeah, this is pretty run-of-the-mill stuff for us. You know, just another Tuesday.
What do you even do? Just ignore them?
Yeah, I mean, you could try and talk to them if you want.
I don't know. Ghosts can be mean sometimes.
I agree. Best avoid them.
You could talk to Blackrock. She would know ghosty stuff if you wanted to, but otherwise,
Nah, I think I've had enough of the spirit world for one lifetime.
All right.
Well, Madawa knew he's gonna go up to Blackrock and say, hey, so what do you know about these ghosts?
Yeah, they're I guess, sort of ghosts. I don't know. They're trapped spirits of people who used to live here or around here or something. I don't know. They are pretty unresponsive generally. Sometimes they'll drift over islands and stuff, so I think what was that?
Do they have any I don't know, effect on our plane of existence?
I mean, not very much, they're not as strong as actual spirits from the spirit realm when they manage to escape. These are more just manifestations of a psyche or whatever. Generally, it's best to leave them alone. If you disturb them, it kind of seems to freak them out a bit.
So strange.
Yeah, well, just hope you don't I don't know, die in a mass grave and end up as one, I guess.
Oh. Okay. So you're saying mass death and causes?
I mean, sometimes, like I said, generally it's only spirits who get trapped in the physical realm and can't make their way to the spirit realm. They just kind of wander. These must be really old spirits too. Given how weirdly they're dressed and I don't know, the way they act.
They're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, the ghost spirits, like I said, they kind of just drift. So there's every chance that they didn't even die near here, but
Huh.
if you really wanted to talk to one, I can do a seance.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Okay, just like I said, try not to upset it or excite it too much. They are very sensitive. All right, does anyone else want to join in on this seance?
Silent.
Akaluku will join.
Oh, you're on mute.
I was on mute.
Okay.
All right.
I don't trust it.
So PPOP, I assume then that you're just staying by the tiller with Starfire, so you'll see like some glowing coming from the unicorn's tent area, but unless you investigate, that would be all you would see. Yeah, so for the rest of you, BlackRock pulls out a large red cushion and places a crystal sphere in the center of it, and starts to kind of work, around the edges and kind of move her hands and say some things. And then after a minute, you see a small blue figure start to kind of like project out from above the crystal ball. All right, he's here. Or they're here. I don't know. It's hard to tell with you noodle monsters.
Where are you? Where are you going? Where are you going? Yeah.
I'm going to work.
What do you do there?
Mostly paperwork.
Paper. What is paperwork?
It's boring.
Why don't you do something else?
I do sometimes. Especially when I am not being watched. Sometimes I just watch cat videos all day.
Huh. Well, what's a video?
I don't understand.
I'm in the same boat next time. Oh no. Help. Sorry.
Mono Inui is being sucked into the crystal ball now.
Oh no. Hmm. You ever thought about not going to work?
All the time.
Well, then just don't go to work, man.
Yeah.
Take a day off.
Sometimes. I might.
Just relax a little bit. Go watch some cat video.
We'll see.
Guy's not very committal, is he? I'm beginning to see why he does paperwork all day. Tell me, what does the underworld look like? How did you get out of there?
I don't understand. I told you not to upset him. If you ask questions like that, he might just like freak out and leave.
Oh. Well, what do you usually do when you summon these folks?
First of all, spirits don't understand that they're, DEAD. So, like, avoid that topic.
I think if he does paperwork, he can probably spell.
Whoa! And he disappears.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, I see what I mean. I told you.
It's interesting. Huh. Does he, do you like ever get anything interesting from these folks?
I mean, define interesting. Some of them are definitely say some stuff that's weird and doesn't make any sense, like cat videos. If you mean like actually useful information, it depends. Usually you need to know like a little bit more of who you're talking to and what you're actually looking for, I guess.
How do you go about summoning one of these people.
What, you mean like when we're being actively haunted like this? I mean, it's pretty easy. They're just right there.
Yeah, but like, how do you get them to like come here?
Yeah, and doing a seance. Like you just watched me literally do it.
What's the ball do?
Well, it's a focus generally. It's the same as like, I don't know, like your raven is how you cast your magic, right? It's kind of the same thing.
Hmm. Interesting. Huh. Well, that was interesting. Octoluco have any input?
Nope. Akalupu's just, I mean, he was originally like kind of poking the ghost, but
You were just wondering whether or not they actually taste like blue raspberries since they're that color.
basically. He's like, do you think? He's like wondering if like taking a bite out of them is counted as like upsetting them.
Hmm. Well, if no one has anything else they'd like to do that night, I'll take that as a no.
I don't think so. Other than, like Starfire is going to continue trying to work with PPOP on, the whole navigation thing.
All right.
Whatever happened to that dude?
I think he's still tied up.
Yeah,
We have been feeding him, by the way. Like, we are keeping him alive.
He's just dead. Still tied. They're like, oh, I think he passed.
Right? Did tentacle monsters normally smell this bad and have flies buzzing around them?
Let's get a perception check from whoever's the first one.
You're coming over Anna's mic, Abe.
You're coming over.
Like, only Anna's mic. We can't hear you over your own anymore.
His phone is dead. He's starting his computer up.
That'd do it. I guess while we wait, we can have Starfire kind of hanging out in the first watch with PPOP. She's just like, so like, I don't really get it. So you're like just not trying to figure out like our position, mostly just like directions with the stars, or like how does it all work?
I'm like almost there.
And PPOP just ignores her.
Sorry, 1 second.
All right.
Akalupu's making ropes.
There we go.
Because that's what he does in his spare time.
Nice. You find it very cathartic, right? It's like doing like cross stitch or crochet or something.
Exactly. He's just like braiding ropes.
Oh, dang it, I gotta mute this.
Okay, I'm ready.
Mute this guy again.
Cool.
All
And
right,
Abe is back.
Did we get a perception check on whoever was the first?
No.
Or I was okay. Or gosh, we gotta mute.
Perception check.
There we go.
Nat 20
Oh,
Noise.
well,
for a 29.
You notice that while the guy's still unconscious, which is like very odd, Sammy said that he shouldn't really be this unconscious for this long. You notice that there's a black ring around his ankle.
Oh. Probably from where the monster grabbed.
Maybe.
I'm gonna check his pulse.
He's still alive, but he's very warm. Like he's like very, very hot.
Okay. I think I should wake up Sammy. I'm gonna wake up Sammy and see if she knows anything about this.
What is it? I don't know why I'm coughing. I'm not sick. I got that Rona. What is it?
The prisoner. Well, I say prisoner. The dude.
I see how you see him.
He is gravely ill. He has a black ring around his ankle where the squid grabbed him. Do you know how to treat something like that?
I mean, look. So he gets up, kind of looks, kind of pulls up. Well, he doesn't have any pants, so he looks at the ring around his ankle. Let's see if she knows. It looks like it's some kind of magical poison. You see how this black thing is kind of shifting? And as you look, you do see that it's not just like one part. It's kind of like just moving up and down on his ankle. But I'll try and give him something to keep the fever down. Oh dang, Sammy's just knocking it out of the park with these medical rolls. So she gives him, so I kind of rub some sort of cream on his chest and cools down a bit. But like, he's still like acting as if he's in like some sort of nightmare.
Don't worry, buddy. You're just acting.
Huh?
I said, don't worry, buddy. You're just acting. You're not actually in some sort of nightmare.
just acting.
Right? He's only tied up on a boat full of lunatics.
Alright, well, the rest of the night passes without much of a hoo-ha. Let's get some weather roll.
Come on, Jason, we need favorable winds and less, I don't know, storm.
1166. So we have somewhat favorable. Oh no, slightly less favorable winds, which we really can't have because we already have unfavorable winds.
Yep.
And 11. Oh, we have more. So we have more wind. It's just blowing in the wrong.
Nice. All right, another day of rowing for us, I guess.
You should use that flail to like whip Akaluku into rowing harder.
All right, Yasuka did finally succeed this time with an 18.
Nice. All right, so that'll get us a.
Well, we still need Akalupu's roll.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, we're good to go.
Probably like a half square.
That would make sense given how unfavorable the winds are.
We're not going backwards. All right, let's get a random event roll.
All right, I think it's my turn. All right, a 50.
Dead average.
All right, so y'all are sailing, and you kind of see a floating platform off in the distance and to the left a little bit. Y'all go closer, or gonna steer clear?
I'm
PPOP.
wary.
You're steering.
Wary. I'm gonna stay away unless anyone says something about it.
Well, it looks like
Just continue on our regular course.
looks like there's some guy with a fishing pole over there. I don't know what he says. He's got sharp eyes, so we can see a little further.
Do we need fish?
How are we doing on food? I think we're low. I think we're still pretty low.
We're pretty self-sufficient as long as we can fish. If we wanted to get extra supplies, then we would need an external source beyond just sunbeam fishing.
I say we keep going.
Akalupu.
That sounds good to Akalupu.
Yeah, what if they're like fish slappers?
I don't even want to know.
It's a VeggieTales reference.
All right, so y'all are just gonna give him a wide berth.
Yeah. I mean, not
All
even
right.
just gonna keep going the way that we're going.
Yeah,
Pay
even
them
if
no
he,
mind.
even if he did give us any of his fish, I mean, how do we know they're not fresh 3 weeks ago? Anyway, I'll stop making VeggieTales references now.
As you get to your closest point, which is very, very off in the distance, you kind of excuse me. You kind of hear like somebody like kind of yelling from far away.
Yeah, well, your mother smelled like a boysenberry too.
You kind of see something like come off the platform, like you threw something into the water towards y'all.
Oh my gosh, some of you tentacle monsters are so rude.
Carry on.
All right, and let's see. Okay, you're very certain of where you're going, so.
So
There
you
you go.
either rolled really well or really badly.
Alrighty. Let's do Mono Nui perception roll. Unless does anybody want to do anything before they go to bed?
I don't have any plans.
Akalupu's making rope.
Alrighty. So all your watches pass by and with no incidents. Things quiet.
Seems quiet.
Seems quiet. No one
Alright.
noticed anything.
I am going to change the slot that says materials to say rope, because at this point I think Akalupu has turned pretty much all of our rope materials into rope.
That sounds about right. All right, let's get wind and weather from TPOP. Wind and weather.
Dang. It's just never that good.
Oh, did you roll? Oh, you did roll. Mobby. Gosh, my screen is all messed up and I can't. There we go. Wind is a 26. I'm sorry, and that is windy and rough seas. Can I get a reroll on the? Yeah, just a reroll on one of them.
A re-roll.
And reroll means that you're re-rolling the original chart, not re-rolling like the shift. So it means that you, like, whatever they roll, if it was like, let's say it's the wind one and you hit the re-roll, then that means that you roll and then look at the number in the wind chart and that becomes the new effect.
Oh, well, I appreciate you clarifying that. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I
Well,
was, the way you were asking for multiple last time, I was starting to think you might have misunderstood that.
All right, so winds are actually somewhat favorable. So there we go.
Yes.
But we do have rough seas, so I think we need another roll from PPOP to see if we can navigate those seas.
Yes.
And that's a survival.
Correct.
Yes. And they're not.
26.
Nice.
Nice. All right, you're
Eat
handling
my
these things
wave
like
dust.
a
All right.
beast.
Should we row? Maybe get like 2, maybe even 2.5 squares of progress today?
I say we go for it. We're running low on food.
All right, let's see if Yasuka can not botch it this time. 26, nice. So I got 2 raises. 2 raises from Akalupu. Dang, killing it today.
I'm murdering the sea. All right, let's get a D100.
Well, how much movement do we get today?
Oh, you get 2.
All right, sweet. Jason, if you could move us.
But sometimes we get a little boost
Well, I
from
guess we
whatever
should go
the
this
event is.
1, 2, so we don't overshoot it.
Yeah. So we're like a day's journey out at this point.
Let's
D100.
go.
Well, I guess technically 2.5 days, but still, we're pretty much there. All right, and then Jason, I think it's your turn for the random event.
1D100.
Bang.
Something good.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang it.
Oh, great. Now Abe can't hear us.
26. Testing.
Hello?
26.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can.
there we go.
All right, cool.
Sorry, y'all. I couldn't hear anybody. I was like, man,
Weird.
it's like awful quiet. All right, 26. There we go. Okay, so let me actually do have to roll something. R1D1. Alrighty, so starting that evening, you notice a huge ripple behind y'all, and you kind of see every once in a while a massive sea creature just following towards evening.
Is
I don't like this.
Is Mr. Tentacles back for the weird guy? Maybe we should just
all
like
hang
float
out
him
inside.
Yeah, or what if we like just kind of pushed him off the back of the boat? Maybe the tentacle monster would eat him, and maybe that's just all he wanted this whole time.
Should I slit his throat first?
I mean, I don't know. Some animals like don't want to eat dead things, and others are like totally cool with it. So like, I don't even know what tentacle monsters want. Well, actual tentacle monsters, not like
It seems
tentacle
like
hands.
seems like tentacle monsters want to psychologically and physically torture their victims.
Yeah, that does seem pretty accurate.
So on the one hand, killing him would be merciful, but on the other hand, may not satisfy the beast.
What if we just like put him in like your little boat and towed it behind us, and then like if the tentacle monster eats him, then we're good to go, and then if not, like whatever, I guess we bring him back.
Okay, and I can try and shoot him with an arrow if the tentacle monster takes him.
Yeah.
I like it. Alright, put him in the boat.
All right, so we're gonna try and load him into the green lady, and then tow that behind us at whatever, like 100 feet or so.
And I will ready my bow and arrow.
So, as you do that, you notice the sea creature starts to speed up and kind of like keeps on tapping the green lady, kind of making the guy kind of roll around since he's not conscious. And as it does that, you see that if nothing else happens, he's gonna fall off. This doesn't, however, look like a tentacle monster. This looks like a big whale. Is anybody talking?
Not right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, not this time.
Since no one's intervening, the man falls into the water, and yeah, sure enough, the beast eats him, and it swims up behind, kind of speedily swims up behind y'all's boat and starts pushing it. And for the next day, you get a 1 square bonus.
Well, I guess that wasn't the
Anybody saying
the
anything?
squid thing, but he seems happy, and
Yeah,
we
no.
don't have to listen to him moaning anymore. So I guess that's like,
Can they hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. I moved us another square.
Okay, well, there we go.
Nice. And then we're just gonna use the crank. I assumed we just hooked it up using the whole mechanism that was set up for the ballista anyway. So we'll just use the crank to pull the green lady back up and get it reattached where it should be.
There you go. There you go.
All right. I'm glad we don't have to deal with that guy any.
Yeah, like what even was his deal?
I don't know. It's kind of strange. But like I said, that wasn't the tentacle monster that ate him. It was just like this big old whale-looking thing.
Well, now he's our friend, so
No perception checks needed this night. So unless y'all want to do anything particular during the night. No?
can't think of anything.
Me
Alrighty.
either.
Well,
We
the
could
next
poison some of the spears for our ballista with the bloody knees juice, just in case we need to shoot anyone when we arrive at the island.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, well that's all I had.
Yeah, I feel like I'm ready for battle.
Mono Anui's gonna spend her night just kind of sitting at the back of the ship, looking at the creature.
Akaluku is trying to use his ropes to make bigger ropes.
Wow. All right, Sunbeam is gonna go over and sit next to Mono Anui. Hey, Mono Anui, are you like doing okay? You kind of look, like distracted or whatever.
Yeah. Just I don't know, I kind of feel bad for the guy this thing ate, but I guess he's probably in a better place now.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean, if even BlackRock and Sammy couldn't figure out what to do for him, I think he was like, honestly, just gonna die a slow and painful death anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Well, that seems like an interesting creature. It's the largest kind of sea beast I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely bigger than anything on like Silicon Valley.
Hmm.
I mean, it seems friendly, at least.
Yeah. Hopefully, she doesn't have too much of a taste for human meat.
Yeah, that would
I
be.
wonder if a lot of creatures are around here are this large.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
The ocean is a mysterious place. I mean, like we only even see the surface. The ocean is so deep, like anything could be down there.
Yeah. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. What am I doing, goofball? I'm sorry, my child is doing something silly.
She's so cute.
It is. Anywho. Well, I think I'll just like kind of sleep back here.
Okay, just, like, be careful. You don't want to
Don't roll
roll
off.
overboard.
And Mono Anui died. It's only rough seas, so not like, very rough seas, so.
Yeah.
Only rough.
Alrighty. We want to get some wind and weather rolls. Get some good wind. Looks like we might be able to make it out. That's my beard. 20, 48, and 27. Alright, so 48. Windy and rusty, so no change. And 27. Oh, we have we actually have favorable winds now.
Nice.
From somewhat favorable
Yes.
to favorable.
All right, so that means Akalupu and Yasuka can rest up.
Yeah, because that should give us enough distance to get to the island today.
Nice. All right.
If we are where we think we.
Yeah. Also, it is rough seas, so I think we need another check from PPOP to just manage it.
Yes. And you are still certain that you know where you are.
I'm gonna use my assurance ability to get a result of 15 on my survival.
Nice.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, does anyone want to do anything specific today?
Just kind of keeping lookout, because we do know the location of this island. So assuming
Yes.
we are where we think we are, we know that we should be rolling up on it pretty soon.
Yeah, excitement is a buzz.
Like, y'all just keep on going. You should see open sea.
I'm so glad we'll finally get fresh food again. I'm tired of eating friggin' seaweed.
Yeah. All this fish kind of tastes,
Fishy.
fishy.
At least you even can eat fish. We're herbivores.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of breaks there.
Yeah, but fish aren't like meat though.
Yeah, they are. They're just not red meat. Trust me. You do not want to see what will happen if we try to eat any of that stuff. It is not pretty.
What if you eat it in your human form?
I mean, I haven't really tried that, so I don't know.
That's a good question. Would you be willing to do an experiment?
I mean, only if you're willing to, deal with the aftermath.
Not me.
Well, you're on a boat, so you're not going to be able to get away from it.
Maybe we should wait until we.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Hey, are y'all? Did I go quiet again?
Did you do what?
You're good.
Oh, right. The cool beans. Every time there's just like an abrupt silence, I'm like, I'm suspicious.
Right.
Right. Well, I think I'll just stay up and kind of look out the bow to make sure I just want to see the land when we get there. Not that I doubt PPOP's navigational skills, but So Mono and the reason to kind of spend her time at the front, kind of just looking out for the land.
Sounds good. Yasuka, I have kind of figured she's been doing well, I don't know, she's rowing, so she can't really do lookout duty.
I thought they were gonna rest up today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, but today she can. So should I roll a perception check?
What's Akalupu doing?
Boo is trying to make bigger ropes.
Yeah, he's turning our ropes
Agreed,
into
Akalupu.
larger ropes, if I remember.
We don't need that much rope.
Trying to build
Then
the
I imagine PPO
Akalupu Gate Bridge.
Charts.
Giant rope cables.
Alrighty then. Let's get our last, or hopefully last, D100 roll.
I think it's Akalupu's turn.
Oh dang it! I knew it. I knew it was too quiet.
Uh-oh. You back?
I was thinking we
am.
could we add Groovy Bot or something and play soft music in the background, and then Abe would know when the music stops. That
No, YouTube cracked down on those, and yeah, none of those music bots work anymore.
dang. That's so
Lame.
silly.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why my computer's doing that. It's like, oh, you want to switch to listening to something else? I'm like, no, I literally haven't touched a thing on my computer.
Right.
Is that 82 the random event?
Yes.
And given how close we are to the island, and it's up to you whether or not you even want to have a random event today. I mean, that's always true, but just thought I'd point it out.
Alrighty. So as y'all are sailing, you see a very large ship coming across your path. You have some time to like do something before you get there, but
All right, can we put up our ghillie sails and just try to like make ourselves small and hard to spot?
yeah.
I love that idea.
Trying to like do some sort of like, I think Jason would have to do like a stealth roll. And then,
Yeah.
like, we'll give him a buff because of the ghillie sails.
Yeah, and then see if he can, like, keep us behind waves and stuff. Just keep us hidden.
Yes.
I got a 20 stealth.
All right. Well, then, let's see what this person. Oh, they got a 7, so they don't see you.
They must be just having, like, a drunken party on board or something. No one's paying attention.
Yeah, you
That's
do
exactly
hear,
what I thought.
somewhat of a guffaw and like party going on board. You hear random like explosions, which sound kind of weird, and you see some cargo does fall overboard as they pass you in the night.
Hey, Papiopi, what if we sailed up next to them, climbed on board, and then, like, I don't know, if they're bad guys, we can either kill them or steal their stuff.
Okay, we can do some piracy of our own. I'm not against it. That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, you and I can, like, spider horse together, like ninjas.
Is Manawa Nui still the captain? Should we ask her?
Yeah, but she's sleeping and she's lame.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so PPLP has his ring. Yasuka has spider climb, I believe. Yes, she
Are you
does.
going to like? So you're gonna try and sail your ship up to next to it, or take like the Green Lady as like a dinghy?
That's a good point. We should.
No, I think we should honestly fly over. We should set on autopilot. Set up a rig so we're going straight, and then you can carry me silently under the radar to the other ship.
Do they have like a crow's nest or something to like land on up higher?
They do. But no one's in it though because of like the aforementioned party.
Oh, perfect. Death from above.
Nice. All right, Yasuka is gonna steal one of BlackRock's black outfits, so that she can be a ninja. And then
Does PvP even have outfits?
I
I have my
mean,
ghillie suit.
you can like rub a bunch. You could here. Look, I found this mud. Yasuka totally has Mono Anui's clay. Rub this all over yourself, and it'll like stain you a dark color. It'll be perfect.
Okay, that sounds good.
Actually, she's not even gonna steal BlackRock's clothes. She likes this mud idea, so we're using all of Mono Anui's mud clay.
Wow.
So the two of us are gonna rub, cover ourselves in mud.
Nice.
Hey, you never told Yasuka about that this clay was for any special purpose, so she in her defense doesn't know.
Mhm.
All right, and then yeah, we're gonna fly over and alight in the crow's nest.
All right. So as y'all land there, you see. I was gonna say another stealth roll, but they're very into their party, so they're not looking up. You see a crew of people, humans, and all dressed in these kind of very brightly colored togas and robes, and not togas, but like what do you call that? Where it's like tunics. There we go. And in the middle of some sort of party, there's like some people playing music. There's these large barrels, but they're bound by some sort of like weird material. They're not bound by rope, so that's interesting. And it's a very lively party. Like they're not. Yeah.
All right, can we understand
any
them at all?
weapons?
Are they speaking common, or is it some strange language we don't understand?
Common.
Okay.
And do we spot any weapons?
You spot some strange. Let me see. Anything you see swords.
Do they have any cannons?
Swords. Do you know what a cannon is?
I mean, not as a cannon, but I feel like we would spot them and be like, yeah, those are definitely weapons.
Yeah, you see. Okay, so you see some very large, rock-looking, round tubes that are at the all around the perimeter of the. Not all. There's like 4 of them on each side, like 2 on each side on the top.
Hey, PPOP. What if we took one of their rowboats and stole one of those big old tubey things? We could put it on our boat.
I like the way you think.
And you also see them bring copious amounts of like what you assume to be liquor and other type of amenities out from below deck.
No, I think we'll stick to the cannons. They won't even know what hit them.
Nice.
All right, so I assume we need to roll some stealth here.
You are going to need to roll some stealth.
All right, so PPOP, it's a good thing you're here. Yasuka's stealth is not great, so let's see if you get something good enough to carry Yasuka.
26.
Nice. So Yasuka, let's see what she gets now. All right, so with advantage from the good roll, I got a nat 20 for a 23.
Well, they got
Yes.
a negative 5. I'm sorry, a negative 3. So I think you're safe. If there's like a debuff, right? And
Yeah.
like it's a low enough number that it would go into negatives. What does that count as?
So yeah, so generally, your default, if you're not looking for anyone, which it sounds like they're not, then you have a passive perception, which is 10 plus their perception bonus, which is being reduced by the alcohol and
I think
distraction.
that just went out again. Disconnect. Hello.
All right, you back?
Yes.
All right, sweet. So I was just saying, so by default, you have a passive perception, which is going to be 10 plus your perception bonus. If you're not like actually actively looking for anyone. And then that would be reduced, like you said, by them being drunk and distracted.
Yes. Okay, cool beans. Well, y'all definitely they don't see y'all. Not in the slightest. And this is just y'all stealing the dinghy, I imagine.
So yeah, so the goal is to get one of their lifeboats, one of their rowboats, load it up with the cannon and whatever is conveniently nearby. If we're lucky, that is actually like gunpowder and shot, but I have no idea. And then lower the rowboat and row it back to our boat. That's the goal.
Already. Well, like I said, they're very drunk. Although one party goer does back up into PvOP. But, excuse me, laddie. And it's this probably like middle-aged looking woman, very, very inebriated. And I don't remember taking you on our ship last stop.
Yasuka is just standing in the background, covered in mud, blending into the like wood of the boat, like right behind PPOP.
Like,
just trying not to move.
Are you one of those native people with who when we stopped at the last trading post?
Of course, you don't remember me?
Listen, Sonny, when you've had as much ale as I have, you're lucky to remember anything.
Have fun.
And she kind of like stumbles off and goes,
I'm gonna
you notice
roll.
she does have, huh?
I want to roll thievery and try and pickpocket her while we're close.
All right. Yeah, roll.
29.
Oh, okay. So, you find, well, like, what do you, so she's got like a pouch, and she also has some stuff like on her belt.
Can we
What
just
do you,
take
like,
the whole pouch?
Taking the pouch? Okay.
Just right off of her shoulder or hip or wherever it is.
It's it's on her waist. She just thinks you're making a pass at her, so she smacks your hand and says, "No, Sonny.
I'm not that drunk yet."
Yeah. Are you like gonna look in the pouch, or you're just gonna like stow it for later?
Yeah, just gonna put it away, stow it,
Okay.
and then
Oh,
when she return, or does she just return to the party?
she is. She tells you that she's going to get a drink for you two, and she'll be right back.
All right, and then I'm gonna slink back into the shadows with Yasuka.
Yeah, next time if they ask you're a native, just say Unga Bunga.
All right, y'all just loading up the cannon.
Yeah, if we can.
Let's move out.
Yeah. So you go to where the cannon is, and it's kind of tied down to the deck, along with there's a few boxes and barrels next to it. You taking all of that?
Yeah. Whatever is reasonable to fit in the rowboat and quick.
Okay. All right. So you managed to, I assume, untie the cannon.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast haste on both of us so that we can move fast.
Nice.
So I'm gonna.
All right, well,
use 2 spell slots there.
You are able to get the cannon and the about 4 medium-sized barrels, as well as 2 boxes, before like the boat is kind of full. It's not a very large dinghy, but large enough to fit y'all in about that much.
It's a pretty decent sized dinghy.
Huh?
Yeah, I think that's big.
Sized dinghy.
Yeah.
Well, the barrels are like about as like big as your chest.
It's like a cannon.
But yeah, no, I'm happy with that much. I feel like that's reasonable.
Alrighty. Alright. As you start to unmoor the lifeboat, you kind of look and you see the lady coming back with 2 tankers.
PBLB, there's no time. Cut the ropes.
As you wish.
You cutting the ropes?
I'm cutting the ropes.
Alright, let's get a reflex save.
From just PPOP or both of us?
Both.
All right.
19 PPO.
Nice.
Oh, right, that's in combat. I'm looking under skills. 29.
Wow.
She has a plus
All right,
10,
y'all.
so yeah, she rolled 19.
Not only do y'all manage not to fall off the boat, but you also manage to keep everything else on board. You all just start hightailing it out.
Yeah, we're just gonna row back.
So as you're about 10 to 15 feet away, you see the lady kind of lean over the rail and say, "Wait a second there, crewman," as she
Can she
kind of
see
topples
us
off.
in the middle of the night? It's pretty dark.
No, well, she saw y'all disappear like from the side of the
Oh,
boat.
I thought we were already like lowered enough. We were below the deck. I see.
No. Like the boat is over, right? So you swing it up and over, right? She sees Pipiopri, says, "Hey, Sonny," right? And then he cuts the rope and
Yeah.
they just disappear.
All right. Yeah, I see now.
But she's kind of thinks he just kind of fell overboard and like, you can't, keep your sea legs even when you're inebriated. Then you're not gonna make it on my ship. Kind of
Yeah, I think we just ignore her.
to drown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that or kidnapper. Yasuka can use, if we're close enough, she can use her like unicorn grabby magic to grab her.
Grabbing magic.
Like I wouldn't be able to lift her, but it would be strong enough to like drag her to the boat and then pull her up. Yeah, so that's
you.
that's up to you, PPOP. Yasuka is like, I could grab her if you want, or we could just hightail it.
Well, I'm not gonna leave her for dead, I guess.
All right. Sorry.
Stupid drunk.
Yeah, if she makes too much noise, I'll just gag her like we did the old guy. Maybe
Okay,
we can
perfect.
feed her to a whale too. All right,
The
so
cult
yeah,
of the Lamb is coming out.
you're so right. All right, so Yasuka will use her her like mage hand basically, right? To like drag the lady close enough that PPOP and Yasuka can pull her on board.
Well, she is out cold.
Well, that's perfect.
She did not survive contact with the water. Like, she's alive.
I was about to ask. All right, she seems to be unconscious, which is perfect. Let's row.
Row, your boat.
All right, do we need to roll athletics or just assume we are good?
I mean, no one else is, like, looking for y'all. So y'all are fine.
All right.
Although you do notice still clutched in, like, her right hand is one of the ale mugs, which is now empty, but,
It's just full of seawater now, and like
Yeah.
a fish tail is sticking out the top. All All right. Do we need to roll any navigation or anything to locate our boat? Which, if we just left it moving, it's a moving target.
You probably will, because there's not that many lights on our boat, if any.
Yeah, none, because we were trying to hide. So
Yeah.
PPOP, probably a survival check.
Survival check.
Worst case scenario, Yasuka can fly up there and try to use perception.
Yeah, I only got a 10.
All right, it looks like so we're gonna get enough away from the other boat that we feel comfortable, and then Yasuka is gonna fly up there, and let's roll perception. All right, I'm gonna use one of my hero points on that. All right, 23.
That is enough. You see a wake, or where the boat is going.
Nice.
Like you see the wake of the boat that leads you to the boat.
Yeah, way easier to spot boats from the air than it is from another boat.
All right, which way do I go?
Oh, dang it.
So Yasuka will fly down and be like, all right, it's this way. You back?
Yes.
All right, so now we have the right heading, and we're gonna row like hell.
There we go.
All right. So by the time we get back, I imagine we're exhausted. So let's just do you want to just tie the boat up to ours and just deal with this tomorrow morning?
Yeah, we'll just tow it.
What about your captive?
It's a good point. PPOB, you're definitely better at tying people up.
Yeah, well, she'll take the place of the old man.
Jeez.
We're not gonna gag her or anything unless she wakes up and starts screaming bloody murder, but yeah.
We just need to restrain her until we can speak with her sober, so we can trust her. Because we're pirates.
All right, so we've been going for just over 2 hours. Do we want to continue or go ahead and wrap up and we can deal with all of the fallout tomorrow morning? In-game tomorrow morning, obviously. Next game, real life.
I'm good for either. Akalupu,
I'm good either way.
PPOP.
I don't know, do you think we should get to the island first?
I mean, y'all will be there by tomorrow morning.
Yes, let's do that. Let's maybe wrap up at the island.
All right. Well, as the sun rises, you see in the distance, and you would have been able to see it last night, but it was very dark. A huge mountain off in the distance, as well as something white sticking out of the middle of the island, and it looks something like whoops. How do I shift Z?
Yeah, shift Z.
There we go. Like
Cool.
that.
Nice.
And y'all are coming from it from from that direction. Ow.
So from the east side?
Yeah, from the east.
Yeah, where that little raft is.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's us.
Oh yeah.
Symbolically.
Symbolically. In spirit. You see a few little huts on the beach, as well as you see some huts in a little cove that looks perfect, like a perfect landing spot.
Yeah, after we circle the island 3 times while chanting.
Gonna see if y'all remember. Also, in the morning, You hear someone stirring. Oh, oh, oh my head. Oh, what? What's going on? Oh, I knew he was gonna say, guys? Akalupa, what did you do?
Akalupu didn't do it this time.
I'll handle this.
What's going on here, guys?
Well, first of all, you can thank us, because we successfully did a heist last night while y'all were sleeping.
I mean, really, you should thank us because we saved your life, but yeah.
Oh, wait, I thought Manawanui was speaking, but were you...
It was not wondering.
Well, I thought the lady was the one who was, like, making noises, but yeah.
Well, she is, but Mono Nui also came out to...
Okay, so we're talking to Mono Anui at this point. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so PPOB brags about the heist, and says, yeah, but there was a bit of a wrinkle in the plan. This lady was very drunk, fell overboard, and we saved her. So...
Damn, dirty parrot, what did you do with my ship? You hear the lady spit out very quickly. When she realizes she is not aboard her ship.
We saved your life. You fell off your ship.
You good Samaritans just so happened to be driving by.
Yeah, you could say that. Are you from this island?
No, I'm not from this island. Where is my ship?
Probably wherever they took it after the party. Where were they headed after the party?
We're going back to... That's none of your business, actually.
Well, then how are we supposed to take you there?
Well, fine. We're going back to sell a bunch of products that we had gotten from this island at the port city of Paralandra.
Oh, so you've been to this island?
Yes, this is... We're merchants. We go, we buy things, we carry them across great distances so people can get... What? Why am I telling you this? What?
So what did you pick up from here?
What? And why am I all tied up? And why was I in the sea?
Because you got drunk and fell in.
Yeah, and we had a bad experience with, like, a crazy guy trying to, like, go nuts on us. We've lost aim again.
Nope. Discord. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, so Pipiopi just said that she fell in the sea, and that's why she was in the ocean. She fell overboard. And then Yasuko was saying, yeah, and you're tied up because we, like, had a bad experience with the last person we brought on board our boat. They kind of went a little crazy. So we just wanted to be, like, safe. If you're cool, then we'll untie you, but only if you, like, promise not to, like, you know, attack anyone or whatever.
Though I ought to, I promise not to wrangle your necks.
Well, that doesn't inspire much confidence.
Yeah.
Fine, I give you
You'll
my
pardon
pardon
me for leaving you tied up.
on my ship, that I will not kill y'all.
Okay, that sounds serious. PPOP walks over and cuts the tie.
Akalupu cries a little bit. All of his ropes just being cut for no reason.
Hey, we've got a surplus.
Picks up the remainders of the rope and starts making a new rope out of it.
Have you ever tried to untie rope? Terrible. Takes forever.
You're not wrong.
Says weaving ropes take forever. Why are we back at Terrace Island? She says as she looks towards the island that y'all are going towards. Why would y'all want to go to such a place?
Well, why not?
Are you all pirates? Is this where y'all operate out of?
Ooh, can we be pirates? That sounds like totally awesome.
I guess technically we're pirates, but I would categorize us as adventurers. We're really on a quest.
Yeah, notice the lack of eye patches? Clearly not pirates.
You've got a sad state for a ship anyway.
Well, maybe you'd want to help us improve it?
I want you to take me back to my ship, which by now, and she kind of looks towards where the sun is going to be at least a fortnight's trip ahead of us, given how fast the ship seems capable of going.
Right, so that's going to take a lot of time and effort and food and...
We're
Well,
also...
maybe it would even be faster if you just made us a faster ship.
Do I look like a boatwright to you? You expect me to just pull out a sloop from my fanny pack?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't really have all that much supplies anyway, so I think either way we're gonna have to stop at this island first. But like, if you want to try and figure out how to get back to your boat from there, like, we're not gonna stop you.
Oh, fine. Well,
Like, won't they notice that you're gone and like come back for you eventually?
my cabin is locked with the key in my... And she kind of reaches down to where her pouch is, but it's no longer there. Must have fallen off in the water. I won't notice I am gone until at least tomorrow morning. So I think I'm just sleeping in my cabin.
Yeah, well, you know, this sounds like maybe a good reason to maybe not get shit-faced on your own boat and like fall overboard, but you know.
Well, if you just picked up the score we had.
I mean, we have one of your little baby boats. She points at the rowboat in the back.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, I told you, like, you fell overboard, this boat fell overboard, this, like, tube thing inside of the boat was there. It was crazy.
Yeah. Sounds like a very fantastical tale, at the least.
I'm not the drunk one at the party. I mean...
Yeah, that
drunk
was you,
people do
like,
crazy
yesterday.
I'm sure. Well,
I once saw a drunk man, and I will not name names, Akalupu, bury his own head in the sand. Now, this wouldn't be that.
oh. Well, argument aside, we're going to want to get on shore before nightfall. These waters aren't safe. Once the shadow of the mountain comes over.
What happens then?
Creatures, they get all stirred up when the sun's not around.
Tentacle monsters?
Aye, boy. And
Okay.
worse.
Well then, I'm a little bit maybe lost. I thought we would be approaching landfall by now based on my maps, but can you help us navigate the rest of the way to the island? Or are we there?
We're
Oh no, wait, we're there.
Yeah, we can see it. We just have to sail around it 3 times,
Right,
unless we want to get struck
right.
by lightning.
Yeah.
or some other
So how many
random
loops
event.
have we completed then?
It's a good question. Have you been, because you're the navigator, have you been sailing us around the island during this argument?
Oh yeah.
For heaven's sake, man. Why are you taking all day to... There's a fine beach at the far east end of the island. We can pull your little raft aboard there. You just really need to be out of here before the shatter of the mountain hits the water.
All right. Well, this next time around, we'll pull in.
Next time, my boy, why are you sailing circles? Are you sure you're not the one who's been drinking?
Well, you don't sail circles.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, presumably Sammy and Manawanui have been doing the chanting part, so they're probably in the background doing that.
Yeah.
How else do you avoid angering the gods?
What are you talking about, lad? The only god I know of is the sea.
Well, yeah, that one.
And the wind is his mistress.
And so you don't sail around the island 3 times before making port?
Why on the screen you are referring to that?
Yeah, I already talked to them about that. It's like their religion and stuff. Just trust me, it seems to be like kind of the best thing is just to go along with it. They also won't let you eat with the boys, by the way.
You will get struck by lightning.
Speaking of which, by the way, there was plenty of eating and drinking going on last night at the party.
But we didn't eat.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
So yeah, it would only be a problem if PPOP had eaten while within like visual range of the opposite gender.
Okay, full beans. Well, good thing you didn't take that ale.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So do we make it around another time?
Yes. By this point, y'all have circled 3 times because kind of started a little bit before the sun rose when you could see the island outshape. You've reached that sandy beach area, cove area that the captain lady was talking about.
Land
Also,
ho!
you better put that cannon aboard, or that ship isn't really meant to carry something of that weight for that long.
Yeah, can confirm it is slowly filling with water, so...
Okay, yeah, we better pull that on board.
Alright, so between like Akalupu and Yasuka, that's probably doable.
Well, at least you've got one. You'll probably want to put that in the stern of the prow, or wherever this...
Yeah, what does it even do? It looks like some sort of a weapon, but it's just like an empty tube.
Well, did you? I see you managed to grab some of the or I should say, the ammunition and the gunpowder and the fuses managed to fall off into the boat as well. So what you do, it sends this ball, and she helps out a cannonball through the air faster than you could think.
Nice, like shooting a fireball.
Yes. I'm sure.
As we pulled the boat aboard, PPOP reaches into the boat and pretends to find the pouch that belongs to the captain. and gives it back.
Oh, thank the Lord, it must have fallen off when you took me aboard. Kind of secures it back to her belt.
Yeah, glad that didn't disappear.
Yeah. Kind of hear her mutter, too bad no ale managed to find its way onto the boat.
Maybe you wait
Alright,
until we get
so,
on shore
as y'all
before
are
you start drinking
approaching
again.
Shore,
Abe can't
Yeah,
hear
you're-
us again.
you're kind of
Can
at
you
a
hear
point-
people?
Huh?
People were talking.
Dang it.
Oh, poor Abe.
Uh, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
I'm back again. All right. So as y'all what were y'all saying?
I don't think
I
it was
believe-
anything important.
Oh, okay. So as y'all approach shore, you're kind of getting to a spot where like the water's getting a bit shallower, and boop. Let's oh, I should probably get a boat. Hold on. Copy. There you go.
Is that a dead surfer or a rock formation in the shape of a dead surfer?
Maybe you're gonna have to get a little closer to see, because y'all are right now. You're right here. You're on this boat. Yes, that's where we did our trading, but I don't see any of the folks who were there. They must have all gone back to their main post. Anywho, you could just probably beach your ship right about here or here, there or there. You want to protect it because sometimes these winds around this far tip of the island can get quite fierce. Hate to have your boat blow away.
All right, Akalupu, let's get on shore and we'll pull it in.
Let's do it.
All right, so Akalupu can swim, Yasuka will fly with ropes, and then we'll start pulling it toward shore.
Let me make sure y'all can control this. Controlled
Yeah,
by all players. There we go. Cool beans. Y'all can control the boat now.
Does
Nice.
Akalupu need to make any rolls?
Huh?
Does Akalupu and Yasuka need to make
I
any
mean,
rolls?
like, it'd just be like make enough rolls until you pull it on shore. So,
So no.
no.
Okay. So as we get closer, is that a dead body or a rock?
You definitely see, like, what is, like, maybe it could be some, like, chum of a body or something. Maybe a fish.
But dead something.
A dead something. Yeah, it's, like, got no blood left in it, and it's kind of just, like, floating flesh.
Oh, it's floating. It's not on like the bottom.
I'm sorry. That's exactly right. It's on the bottom right there.
Okay. So whatever it is, it's old enough. It's become waterlogged and has sunk.
Yes. All right. So now that we're pulling on shore, do we want to keep going or do we want to call it a day?
I think now's a good place to wrap it up.
All righty. And as we always do with What Did We Learn? Starting with PPOP.
PPOP learned that pickpocketing is sometimes wrong and had a moral change of heart.
All right. What did Akalupa learn?
Akalupu learned that other people have no appreciation for his ropes.
And finally, what did Yasuka learn?
Yasuka learned that being a ninja is fun and she should put more points into stealth, but that sometimes heists come with unexpected complications.
There we go. All righty. Well, thank you all for joining us today. And I'll